Good morning and welcome to the week, Monday the 29th of November 2021, and let's start off with a Mystical Shaman Oracle card to see what the energies of the week are going to be. We'll see whether things are going to start moving forward this week. So I think we've got quite a lot going on this week. I know on the 1st we have Neptune stationing direct, and then on Saturday on the 4th, finally we get to the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So we're coming to this second eclipse of this eclipse season. And as we're going down towards the new moon, it's time of endings and letting go and releasing, ready for the solar eclipse and a new cycle to begin. Okay, it feels like we've been in a void for this whole 2 weeks from the last eclipse, the lunar eclipse that was in Taurus, but sort of in the days of the dark moon, the balsamic moon and the dark moon, as we get really close to that eclipse, a new moon, then it really is the perfect time to be letting go of anything that you don't want to carry forward and releasing back down into the earth. Okay, ready. So at the new moon we can make our new intentions of the direction that we want to go in, and the Sagittarius new moon isn't a particularly good one to do that, as we aim for the stars, so to speak. So what do we need to know for this week? Okay, a card to sum up the energy of this week, beginning the 29th of November 2021, as we gallop towards the end of the year. Okay, that's our baby. Is that one? We've got two. Okay. Okay, so we've got wind and we've got soul retrieval. So for me, sort of wind is sort of also about sort of letting go, the wind blowing away what is no longer required or necessary, just that releasing and letting go, clearing our mind especially. And yeah, so that's making me think of the energies going towards the new moon. And then we've got soul retrieval. So this is making me think of the solar eclipse. Okay, so sort of as the face of the sun is covered up by the moon, for me that's always sort of going into the void and transformation, releasing and letting go. But it can also be a time of which sort of when we're in that void that we can call back parts of our soul, or parts of us that sort of we've lost or left behind in the past or in other previous lifetimes. So just calling everything back in to us. So let's have a look and see what the books say about these. So I've said before, it's a fairly new deck for me and I'm still sort of getting to know them. So the wind, so the essence. The symbol of wind represents the element of air. It rules communication, thoughts, song, inspired ideas. It also signifies change in qualities, both positive and negative. The wind blows from each of the four directions and there's quite different qualities bestowed by each. So the south, carrying a new sense of trust, helping you gently begin to discard old habits and parts of you that are no longer needed. From the west, calling you to be more introspective, to a willingness to make final decisions, to let go of attachments and ego desires. From the north, moving to bring you wisdom and strength, and the east carrying clarity of vision and purpose. So that seems really sort of pertinent for where we are as we go towards the new moon solar eclipse. Whichever way the wind is blowing for you, the message which the wind whispers or shouts is a challenge. It may take courage at first to turn and face the wind, but you will find exaltation in moving towards it and receiving its lesson. The invitation. When the spirit of the wind comes calling, it's a sign to change, a sign of change. Perhaps you need to change your mind about something. Perhaps the old way of doing things has become automatic. And now that you've gained greater clarity, you can make new choice. Regardless of what the change is, you can expect to be understood and to have clear communication with others at this time. Ideas are solid, and the shift that is being called for is in the highest good of all. The medicine. When wind comes as medicine, you're being invited to recognise the values of chaos. Windstorms provide necessary chaos to clear the air and spread seeds so plants and trees can take root in new fields. Right now it may seem as if your world is being turned upside down, but this is a temporary storm that will blow over. Perhaps communication has broken down between you and another, or your many to-do lists are overwhelming you. The medicine is to simply slow down, course correct if you need to, and wait out the storm to clean things up. Just know that all storms have great value if you can remain neutral during their course. Greater clarity and good things will come from it all. Remember, this too shall pass. So, well, that sort of makes sense in light of sort of the readings that we were having last week, and also where we're going to this week. So, yeah, whichever way the wind's blowing in your life, go with it, surrender to it, and bring in the wisdom, acknowledge the wisdom that it's bringing into you. Okay, 49. I'm still really exhausted. My brain is in a state of chaos. Talking, remembering things and talking is quite troublesome at the moment. So please bear with me. So the essence of soul retrieval. Soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we learn to journey to recover our original nature, the self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. The invitation. You are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of the pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted by the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. The medicine. When you compromise what you truly believed in to be loved or accepted by somebody, think back over your life and find the time or the times when this happened. Vow never to compromise your integrity again. What have you agreed to in the name of love that you know is deeply wrong? Make it right this instant. So I think sort of both those cards together are sort of giving us sort of guidance and something to think about as we go towards this new moon solar eclipse on Saturday. It may be that you want to be doing something ritualistic to work with these energies, or just, spend time meditating or out in nature if you can, reflecting on these and reflecting on sort of where you are, what is no longer right for you and that you want to leave behind, what parts of you may have lost and bringing those back to you. That could be part of a ritual at the solar eclipse, and sort of what it is that you want to take forward. So, things to bear in mind for this week. Okay, so hopefully that's given you inspiration for this week, and yeah, let's see where we go with it. Okay, until next time, bye.